So the first dream I remember, I'm inside of a warehouse and I'm working on the dock with other people. And it's like a pretty big warehouse. And it's like there's strangers there, people I don't actually work with, and people I do work with. And people are just kind of walking around, doing their own thing. And so it's like normal and like a normal day at work. And then off in the distance, like maybe halfway down the warehouse, I see these two people who are kind of sneaking around with rifles. They have these big guns, like almost like rifles or even like sniper rifles. Like I think they are snipers, or they look like big guns, basically like AK-47s or some sort of like military style rifle. And I realized that it's a guy that I used to work with at another job 20 years ago. It's him and his son, and for whatever reason, they're there trying to kill people, or they're going to kill people, and they're kind of hunched over. And it's weird because like, I kind of see them and everybody else sees them, but we're ignoring them for some reason, and they're just walking around being very sneaky. And I think I make a comment to one of my coworkers or something, and they're hiding behind these big pallets, skids of salt or something, like these tall bags or something, like skids that have these items on them, like bags of sand or salt. And so then they basically start shooting towards us, like me and my coworkers, and they're shooting and ducking, and we're like suddenly scrambling. Everyone realizes kind of what's happening, that we're under attack by these two guys, this father and son duo who are there to kill us. And they keep shooting around, but it's far away, and like it's weird because like they don't hit anyone. Their aim is not really that good or something, but they're shooting. Maybe it is like a sniper rifle because they're taking like one shot, and then it takes a while to take another shot. Like they have to load the gun back or something. And so people are running around trying to run outside. And so I'm close to an exit. I think I'm close to an exit. And then I run outside, like basically around this building. And suddenly I kind of run into a bunch of people. There's a ton of people outside. There's people in cars and they're standing around cars. And there's a bunch of police cruisers too. And so at this point, the two shooters are still inside the building. And I kind of run up to a cop and I kind of wave him down. Not really wave him down, but like I'm signaling to him, and he knows that I was a worker. And so I kind of just go up to him, and I'm standing beside his cruiser, and he's talking to me. But I think he has a radio too, and he's signaling to other cops. And obviously, I realize they're there to like isolate the incidents or neutralize the incident rather. And everyone's just standing outside this building, and it's nighttime too. It's later in the evening or night or something, and everyone's just standing around staring at this warehouse. And I realize the two people are still inside and they're shooting. And I think the cop, we're standing next to each other, but the cop doesn't really say anything to me, and he's kind of on the radio or something talking. And I realize he's called for help, and he's called for like the SWAT team. So basically, the SWAT team is on their way, and nobody really wants to go inside this building until the SWAT team arrives, so that they can, obviously, with better gear and better people or better trained, whatever, they can go inside and neutralize the situation. And that's all I remember from that part of the dream. And then another dream I remember having, I'm at home and I'm in my bedroom, and I think my bedroom's in the basement, or no, it's not a bedroom. It's just like a basement somewhere. I don't recognize the house, but it's like I live there, obviously, but it's like a house I've never seen, and I'm just there's these stairs that go down, and then my I think it's like a computer or a TV, might be a computer, and I'm basically I was sitting there. I was in this room trying to watch some porn, and I'm trying to have some privacy or whatever. But there's people around me, people I don't even recognize. Like there's strangers, but there's also family members, and it's so awkward because I think I had porn playing on the computer, and I was trying to watch something inappropriate, and I'm like kind of getting annoyed that I keep getting interrupted. So people are coming and going in this like house, and again, there's people that I don't recognize anyone, but I just know that some of these people are family and some are just strangers. And I have to keep like closing the video. At one point, I have like a browser open or something, and I'm trying to quickly turn it off or close the browser before anyone notices what I was watching. And I was just like really embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, I hope nobody saw that I was watching these videos on this computer. That was like such a short predator dream. That's all I remember from there. And then another dream I remember having, I was I was outside of my house. So it was my house, but I was on the it was like the house was very like the land was big. It's like an open land, but I'm near my house. And it's basically a flood. So there's a big flood in the area, but it doesn't make sense because it's like just water everywhere. It's like almost like that movie. It's like that scene from Interstellar when they go to that planet and it's like the water planet, so there's water up to their knees. That's basically kind of how it starts. And I'm on this planet with water everywhere. I mean, it's our planet, so it's near my house, but it's just water everywhere. Like as far as I look, I can see, but I can still see like houses and cars and other people. And so it's like this big flood we're dealing with, and for whatever reason, I'm sitting on a couch, but it's almost like it's floating at one point next to my house, and I start. I take. I'm sitting. It makes no sense because the couch is so big too. But I start throwing the cushions off into the water. So I'm just sitting casually on the couch, but I'm like, oh man, this couch is all wet now. It's clearly garbage because the flood water has damaged it. So I'm just throwing the cushions, couch cushions, into the water. And I realize there's other people around me. Like there's other people doing stuff, like trying to go through their belongings and get rid of damaged stuff. And people are walking in the water. It's kind of like knee high right now. In the dream, it feels like it's knee high, but then at one point it's kind of waist high as well. And so suddenly the dream kind of shifts. It's the same dream, but it shifts from me being outside to me rushing into the house. Like I need to go see. I need to go see inside, like to see if the house has been flooded, specifically the basement. I think I want to go check the basement of my house. So suddenly I'm just in the house. Yeah, I'm just suddenly in the house, and then before I can even make it to the basement, like I get into the house and there's like a big long living room area, and I remember there's a washroom, and so before I can even make it to check the basement, I realize there's already water leaking inside the house, like different parts of the house. There's just drips, like ceiling has like a little leak somehow, and it's completely random spots. It doesn't even make sense. There's like water coming from a doorway. There's water coming from a random part of the ceiling, but it's so many. There's like 5, 6 different locations that there's just water dripping, and it's so unrealistic. But I mean, sometimes there's spots that are dripping water. Other parts there's like a stream. It's like the steady, like a big, thick stream of water just coming like a faucet, almost coming out of the ceiling. And so then I'm looking for stuff to put under it. I need to find big buckets and stuff. So I'm basically like rummaging around the house. I'm all like pissed off, and I'm like, oh, there's so much water, but what are we gonna do? And then at this point, I suddenly realize there's other people there, but they're strangers. Even though it's my house, there's a bunch of strangers, and they're doing the same thing. They're all running around finding big pots and big buckets, trying to find whatever they can that's big and empty to put under these water leaks to catch all the water. And that's all I remember from the dreams.